Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and we're going to be breaking down the debuff guide for the Treasure Scramble. As you can see, we're ranked number 26, which of course we usually end up in the top 100, and you can see wins are at 100%. So this actually just came out. Wanted to cover it from the AFK guides, but overall, when we look at the Treasure Scramble, the debuff is what you have to really worry about. In a lot of these team comps, there are a ton of different substitutions, so you have to be aware of that, making sure you're really putting in your best teams every single time. And as we get new heroes introduced, as we run through different iterations of the Treasure Scramble, it does make a big difference. So let's hop over, take a look at this guide, and break down exactly what we're looking at in the Treasure Scramble for the volcanic debuff, which is what we're getting into right now. So let's go ahead, hop over, and we'll have a look at it. All right, guys, so here is the Treasure Scramble Volcano Debuff Guide, January 2025 from the AFK Guides. Now, looking at some of this right off the bat, you can see we have a lot of Awakened heroes. We also do have Scion already in here already. So we have seen this hero joining the Treasure Scramble. We have seen it in the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, pretty much everywhere this hero is available. We have seen it. So let's break down these teams, guys. Like I said earlier, when it comes to this guide, I absolutely love it, because you have the ability to sub in so many of these heroes. Now, even looking at Team 1, the Seal, we know this is the Slumbering Seal. When it comes to building out beasts, the Slumbering Seal, in my opinion, is still the absolute #1 beast to build, because the utility in so many different game modes. Tower formations, we're seeing the beast in pretty much everywhere that this beast can do damage. He is doing a crazy amount of damage. Now, this one, of course, has the Awakened version of Thorin. That is because he's very hard to kill, giving the ability or giving time for the Slumbering Seal to ult. Now, we also have Lucilla in here. Sheltier is here as well. Again, thinking of the ability for Lucia to come back to life, Sheltier to come back to life. Nox is a nightmare to kill because he runs absolutely everywhere. Labirda is very hard to kill because of the combination of Lucilla. So this team is one that is super hard to kill in very early PvP, and really Treasure Scramble itself. This is a strong team that is really hard to counter because of the Seal. Now, looking at subs, we have Hilduin in here. We also do have the original version of Talene. Now, this was the original SEAL Team 6, if you guys remember way back, was running Talene, was running Matria, was running a couple of the heroes, essentially, that couldn't die. And now at this point, though, in AFK Arena, we have so many heroes that are super difficult to kill. It's kind of crazy. Even looking, we got Rindell in here, we got Ivan in here. Flora, again, was another one that was in the original team. Even looking at Eugene in here and a couple others, we have Shuna, making sure, again, that you are putting the best formations. Now, you also have to remember that within here, because there are so many subs and there are so many variations of these teams themselves, it is imperative that you build out the full teams in their entirety first before you go through and sub, because I don't want to sub in like a Hilduin or Rindell when the hero is used in other formations, making, again, those formations maybe not work as well because you're subbing in different places. So try to build the teams in their entirety first. Now, the second one we look at is the Burst team. This, of course, the Awakened version of Athalia and the Awakened version of Lyca with Gwen. Guys, you talk about burst. That is burst to a whole nother level. All three of those heroes do a crazy amount of damage. Also have the Bring Together right here with Tamaris, the survivability with Matria, and then, of course, we are running Panda Dumpty in here. Even looking at Matria, you can see we have Kinesis and Rook, we have Zolrath in here, we have Kregor in here, a lot of variations in here. Even down here, we have Mishka in here, we have Kelthin. So if you don't have the Awakened version of Athalia, which, looking at the Awakened heroes, that is your first priority. I'm definitely building that one out. Now, if you don't have Gwen, they have Skylin in here. This is another one where Kelthin or Hilduin might actually come in with a ton of utility within the game mode. And of course, you're also seeing Zora in here. You're seeing Randy in here. A lot of heroes being used, including Skylin, which I do not have within here. And we will continue to see Skylin, looking at Gwen, looking at, of course, the newer heroes to AFK Arena still being used. Now, team number 3 is the Awakened version of Lucius. This is why I say before, you have to have the Awakened version of Lucius built up very high to have the utility there. This is one of those formations. Now, looking at Jerome is going to give the buffs to Lightbearer. And then, of course, looking at the combination of Hilduin keeping Lucius alive. Also looking at Melion, again, as a buffer. Gavis as a utility. I'm keeping them alive. Fox Fatale right here. as the crowd control within here, again, keeping damage off the awakened version of Lucius. Now, if you don't have Lucius, the awakened version of Belinda is the substitute in here. This, again, is a formation that players have been running for a long time. Super effective in a ton of different game modes, running the Rock Lizard within that formation. But if you don't have Lucius built, it is a different formation in its entirety. Definitely want to stress that one, guys. Now, looking at this one, this is Alna. Now, remember, the Alna team in here, we have Alna and we have Skylin. Now, if you do not have Skylin, the substitution in here is the awakened version of Iran. You can also see Scion is in here and a couple other heroes. But this is a substitution where survivability issues with Skylin and, of course, with the awakened version of Iran is why Alna is still a primary when it comes to actually having the survivability within the game mode. Works incredibly well. Now, in here, we do have the awakened version of Safiya in here and a couple other heroes. There's Palmer down there. There's Lucilla. Even looking in here, there's Goran. Love to see Goran out of here. Been building him up quite a bit. Finally got him to 9 of 9 furniture, but definitely using a couple different ones in here. And then, of course, even down here, it looks like if you're using the awakened version of Iran, you can use Misha or you can use Demia. Both of them are going to work incredibly well. Then we get into team number 5, the awakened version of Safiya. And of course, this one is running Tarnos in here. Super strong. Naruko's in here as well. And double Mauler, which of course, Lan is another one. Super difficult to build Lan. Ton of substitutions. We have Shuna in here. We have Villanelle in here. We have Melkery in here. Even have Amelia for the instant crowd control. Same with Demia. Lot of variations in here for the heroes that you have. Also looking here, we do have Albedo in here, so pretty interesting that they have Chimera, Albedo, and Rem. Not sure if Rem is going to have the survivability in here, but we know the awakened version of Chimera absolutely will. Then we get into our dimensional heroes. So again, Rem is in here with Albedo, very strong combination. Then we have Shuna in here and the combination of Iran and Misha. Now, of course, Misha collection needs a strong defensive collection. Works incredibly well in a ton of different game modes. And then, of course, we have Skylin in here, we have Scion in here, and a couple other heroes that really do make this formation work incredibly well. Different version runs Hendrik in here, and you can see a burst variation down here as well if you don't have those heroes. Then we have the awakened version of Chimera. That's right, Chimera and Bronze still making a very strong appearance with the Owl in here. Randy in here with Ivan. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Graveborns in here, which of course with Chimera's SP effect going to make a really big difference. Then you throw in Scion in here, which of course, if you have the hero built, damage is going through the roof with this hero. Utility, very high. Does require a pretty decent build because he is a damage dealer. And the 9 of 9 furniture makes a big difference on him. And I did find that out myself. When I was using the hero, didn't have as much damage as I'd like because we are missing that 9 of 9 furniture. Then looking at the bonus team, this is one that is centered around building out Eugene right here. And then, of course, we have Hildwin in here. Bonus team, Ice Crown, of course, for the instant crowd control. But Liberta, Lucilla, a very strong combination together. Overall, guys, super good job out here from the AFK guys. Love the guys. I love covering them. A lot of players have been asking where this iteration is. I'm going to put a link down to the guide down below, so you definitely have it. Bookmark it. Make sure you look at this guide, build your formations out. But that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.